Welcome and hello. This is a support video in HEC ResSim, and I'm titling this Setting the Coordinate System for Importing Shapefiles. This is a little bit of a follow-up support video from the previous one, number 12, where I talked about importing shapefiles and creating shapefiles from Google Earth. Well, what I did in that video was used a geographic coordinate system, and what I realized is that ResSim works with projected coordinate systems better than geographic. I'm totally convinced that it even works at all with geographic coordinate systems, and I'll show you why a little bit later in the video. So I wanted to do this follow-up video to explain how I would export my shapefiles from QGIS and how I would import them into HEC ResSim in order to preserve the size and shape properly. All right, so what you see on the screen here is my reservoir. This is the Horsetooth Reservoir in northern Colorado, United States, just a little bit west of Fort Collins, Colorado. I'm going to go ahead and just measure it out here. So here's the measurement tool in Google Earth. Click on path. I'll have the unit set to kilometers. So let's just see what it is. North to south, it's about 10 kilometers. So in miles, that'd be like 6.5 miles. So, and then in feet, that'd be about 34,000 feet. So we'll just go ahead and keep those numbers in mind. I've already sketched out the reservoir and exported it to the .kml file, which I brought into QGIS right here. If you're curious about how that happened, go ahead and click on the video, support video 12. I'll leave a link to that one in the video description here because it's closely related. Now, what I should be doing here is when I export each of these elements, let me go ahead. Okay, so this is the reservoir pool right here. When I go right click, export, and then save feature as, instead of using a geographic coordinate system like EPSG, WGS, this is going to be using latitude, longitude. What I'm going to use instead is UTM zone 13 north. I'm using zone 13 north because this happens to be in Colorado, but use whatever zone number, north or south, that's appropriate for your location. UTM is just one of the many different projected coordinate systems, which would work using a northing and easting coordinate system. So that's the reference system we're going to also use when we bring this shapefile into ResSim. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. For the format, I'll use Esri shapefile. That's good. And then for the file name, I'll just put it on my desktop for now. I'll call it Reservoir Pool, and then click on Save. Okay, and then click on OK. So yeah, that looks good. Click OK. Now those files have been exported to my desktop right here. Here is my project directory. So I'm going to put them in my maps directory. So let's just move that right there. The shape file is moving over. Okay, it looks like I need to close my QGIS before it'll let me move all of the files over. That's understood. So try again. There we go. Next, I'm going to open up ResSim. So where are we? Here we are. And I have my project already ready to go. Click on View, Layers, and then Maps, Display Map Coordinates. As you see, the default is coordinate system XY, and the extents is easting and northing, max and min. One reason why I don't have a whole lot of faith in the geographic coordinate system here is if I click OK, it still describes the minimum and maximum extents in northing and easting when I would expect it to be in latitude and longitude. All right, so let's go ahead and select how about UTM, so Universal Transverse Mercator. It's going to be in zone 13 for the units, and I think it was WGS 84. I'm not even sure how important this is. Let's just go ahead and see if we can get the general size and shape correct. But okay, so that's set. Now I'm going to go to Maps, Map Layer, navigate to the .shp file. This is the maps directory of my current project. So click OK and OK. All right, so here is the outline of the reservoir pool. I'm going to just sketch in a stream alignment and use that sort of as my measuring stick here. So I'm still in the watershed setup module. Click on the stream alignment tool, hold down the control key, single left click at the upstream end, let go of control, and then click again at the downstream end. We'll call this stream 0, sure, not too important. If I zoom in here, I should be able to see some of the coordinates. We see 5,000 right here, 5,500, 6,000. I'm looking at this small orange numbering right here. So let's go to the very top. So the total length of this stream alignment, it says 10,000 right here. So I believe that's in meters. I'll go ahead and go back to Google Earth, right? So I have that selection already made here. I have 10,307 meters is the entire distance, approximate distance from the two far ends of this particular reservoir. All right, well, that's it for the support video. What we did was demonstrate how to be consistent with the exporting of our files from QGIS with using the same coordinate reference system right here within our HEC ResSim in order to get the size and shape of the shape files that we import into ResSim correct.